Hey everyone, welcome to Health Psych with Miss M. In the last video, we talked about sleep and the various stages. There are a lot of sleep tips out there for good sleep hygiene, and I'm going to present some of my favorites. We ended the last video talking about social jet lag, so it is important to have some consistency in our wake and our bedtimes. This is important because we have a natural 24-hour clock called the circadian rhythm that regulates our sleep-wake cycles as well as other aspects of energy, metabolism, etc. So this graph shows that during the day, our good friend cortisol, the stress hormone, starts to rise in the morning to wake us up, peaks around the afternoon, and then starts to dip in the middle of the afternoon until bedtime. In contrast, the sleep hormone melatonin increases when it's time to go to bed, throughout the night, and then decreases so that we can wake up in the morning. So light is pretty important for regulating the sleep-wake cycle. So that's why it can be really helpful to go for a morning walk, because that light can make it easier to just feel more awake, even if it's a cloudy day. The consistency aspect is also related to having enough sleep opportunity. So if your alarm is going off at 7 a.m. for work and you're going to bed at midnight or later, you're really not creating that much time for yourself to sleep, knowing that it takes time to fall asleep and to go through those natural cycles that we looked at in the last video. In previous videos, we've also touched on the importance of winding down before bed. This is because our adult brains can still be busy even if that melatonin is increasing and we feel sleepy, to lead to that wired and tired kind of feeling. You can come up with your own wind down routine that works for you, but ideally, it's something that's helping your mind to just get more relaxed. And maybe you want to process your stressors from the day through journaling, as long as those stressors that you've processed through the day don't come right back to your face. In addition to stressors, it's important to process any negative emotions. You've probably heard some R&B songs about not going to bed angry. It might help to watch some comforting, funny TV shows, ideally with some blue light protecting screens or glasses. You could also take a bath or read. And ideally, the purpose is to feel sleepy before you get into bed, such that the bed isn't associated with tossing and turning, because that can be a precursor to insomnia. But napping can be very restorative when we need it, like after a late night or traveling, especially across time zones. There's different lengths of napping, but 20 minutes seems to be about the sweet spot for a power nap, because it limits us from feeling too drowsy and groggy, thus laying in bed longer, and can still give us that beneficial effect that we're looking for. If we actually slip into a full sleep cycle about 90 minutes and start dreaming while we're napping, that probably means that we were pretty tired and needed that sleep. If you do have a bad night of sleep, it's important to remember that every night is a new night, and we really don't have to be sleep perfectionists, because that's really difficult. There's so many variables, both internal and external, that affect whether we meet that range of 7 to 9 hours or any less or any more. The interesting thing about sleep is that it's actually counterproductive to try too hard, because in doing so, we're stressing ourselves out and moving away from the relaxation needed to sleep. Have you ever just laid on the couch to read or watch TV and you find yourself dozing off because you've actually entered a state of relaxation? So it can be helpful to just accept kind of a bad mood, low energy, etc. after a night of poor sleep, because our brains are actually capable of adapting such that we might experience a second wind later in the day, or maybe just get through with caffeine, chocolate, exercise, good social experiences, etc. If it makes you feel any better, poor sleep from the night before can actually increase that sleepy pressure tonight, thus helping you get a better night of sleep ideally. I'd love to hear your thoughts and any other tips that you might use, so stay tuned for the next video.